Two of Cherera allied commissioners appeared before Kalonzo Ichung'wah-led committee. And these were two commissioners, Francis Wanderi and Justice Nyang'aya. Commissioner Irregularities and Cherera virtually joined the meeting from their hideout in the United States of America.
What was done in Bomas was not verification and tallying of elections. When we were announcing, all of us, what we were announcing were handwritten summaries, which were to be taken, to be typed, and to be brought back for commission, and each commissioner to check what they had written and what they had been typed, if it is in order. It went one way. Two, when the results came, it came only in 3 pages. And it was a summary in counties which exceeded 100%. That's where the dispute started from. How could we announce results which are over 100% and we have not been given Form 34C or summaries we wrote from constituencies to confirm whether what we announced and what had been typed is the same? Up to today, we've never seen from 34C. Again, what happened in Formers, we had not finished even announcing 27 constituencies. The screen was technically put up for Kenyans not to see what was going on. And when we asked it, it became an issue. Informers were removed from our committees. I chair Legal Affairs Committee. That's what I used to chair. But 1 week to election, chairman wrote us letters, putting me logistics, welfare, and security with Wanderi, putting Cherera at the communication center, Nyang'aya protocol, to remove us from results, and assigns results to Collier and Marchand only, with letters written specifically which are part of the process which are in court. We were never involved, we were never told anything, and when we wanted to say it, they said we wanted to overturn the people. Yet, when the security team came, there were no results, there was nothing, we could not even talk of results because at that time there were no results. If anything, they just said there was tension in the country and there was no stream showing and we were taking so long. We should ascend to ease the tension in the country. So up to now, we don't know the results, and it's very important that we audit these results. Very, very important, because when we audit and even made open to everybody, even those people who have been elected and who lost as MPs, and even others, they will know their results, because I want to say this was not tallying, there was no verification, it was just, it is not, I don't know what to say about it as a commission. It's a shame for our country. Thank you very much. It's not right because I know what I did and what I didn't do. So it is because of security reasons. I'm out of the country and we're not doing even well, because even the salaries we had, they were stopped. Even the 1/3 when I'm doing the case. So we are living at the mercy of people outside. So Commissioner Cherera should talk on herself, but mine is a long story. I don't want to say so many details because I told you I have a case in court, but it's because of security reasons. Thank you.
Commissioner Masit was responding. She was really shaken, and it has taken a toll to all of us. I, being the vice chair and the voice behind the mic, and the team being dubbed by my surname, Cherera 4. I am in my late 40s, and I have a young family. My last born is 7 years old. It was bad, even in school. Our social life was really thwarted. It was bad for my children. It was bad for my family. And I said some of things, we cannot say them on camera because it is not a safe space for all of us. We've been threatened just because we spoke what we saw and what we know. Personally, I was in charge of communication at Bomas. I used to get information and statements from the commission, and I give it out to the media. The screens were there to help the same, but came on Friday evening, the screens were stopped. Everyone used to come to me to get information. And you know, part of communication is the transparency bit that is a requirement in any election. I could not give people that information. I asked the chair that we refresh the screens so that Kenyans can see how many votes we have tallied, how many are remaining, and of course it was going to be helpful for the country to see the trend and also prepare them to the end. Of course, if it remains like 5,000 votes, people already know how this election has gone. But that was stopped, and it was not something that we had agreed in the commission plenary. I asked about this 2 times, and the chairman said that he was busy tallying. And this tallying, he was doing it alone with selected few. So all of us, even me as the vice chair, was kept out of this information. And that's why, even today, we will stand by our word that we disown this election presidential result because it was tallied by a few and it was not verified. As we were reading the constituency result, there were queries that were coming on our desk. We needed to get to know how these queries have been resolved to come to the final tally, but all that was not forthcoming. So our voice to disown the result has brought a lot of economic, social, negative impact to ourselves and to our family. When the security was withdrawn, it was withdrawn from our home and our personal security. And at that time, mandamanos were almost starting. And let me be very clear with the committee. It was said on that fateful Sunday when people gathered in a church somewhere, I can't remember. And after the sermon, it was just Cherera-4 should resign, Cherera-4 should resign. And after that, the opposition started saying that they will go to the street because of Cherera-4, they should not resign. As a Kenyan, loving the citizens of this country, that was the day I decided that Kenyans will not go to the streets in my name and blood be shed. Monday morning, I resigned after that Sunday. I did not resign because...
And they spoke responding to that NADCO committee in response to what happened. Emotionally, Cherera is saying that her children, she had to flee, she had to leave the country in haste because of security reasons. Her children were threatened, even in school, saying that her last born child was 7 years old and could not even go to school, and they were actually hounded out of office unfairly. Irregularities is saying that despite of staying to clear her name, she comes from Rift Valley and was negatively profiled as the person who was betraying one of their own, William Samoei Ruto. Equally, she was also threatened and had no option but to leave the country. And through the virtual meeting, Cherera is saying the commission that she knows a lot of what transpired in the last general election, but could not even reveal more through the virtual meeting, because she still believes that that is not even still the safe space to reveal the intrigues behind the last presidential election. And while acknowledging that things went wrong, and despite the fact that there were key stakeholders in that election, they were actually pushed in the periphery. And Nyang'aya Masit said they were forced to quit after they questioned the process that led to the declaration of presidential results. It was the commission to tally and the chair Chebukati to declare the results. Unfortunately, we were not allowed to do that, Wanderi told the commission. Wanderi said that all the commissioners were required to sign Form 34C, which had a summary of presidential results from all the constituencies. I've always told you, Form 34C was supposed to have the presidential results from 290 constituencies, now 291 plus the diaspora. That form was never availed to them, according to Nyang'aya. What we got was a form containing a summary of results from all the counties. According to the law, or according to what the Constitution stipulates, and I want us to get that the commission is supposed to collect results from all the 290 constituencies. And I remember our very last meeting, the meeting I think we held with Raila 2 weeks ago. Raila told us that one of the reasons why the commission did not even gazette and did not use the results from 290 constituencies is because it's only the constituencies that have the ROs, the returning officers, and the returning officers could challenge the results that would come. The county do not have ROs, and of course, they could not be challenged. So to date, the results Chebukati used in that Form 34C, despite of it was supposed to be 290 constituencies, it was dropped, and only the one for 47 counties. The 4 commissioners rejected the presidential results, announced, and they were saying it was unfair for them to be forced out. We hope that the matter will be looked into. Remember, they also went and they gave out the results that they had gotten from the others. Now, looking at what has been discussed there, looking at the deliberations, or rather the statement from those commissioners, there is something that comes out there. They are unapologetic and they are not leaning towards the Kenya Kwanza. I think they've stood their ground. Because what many would expect, just as Nyang'aya, I think Wanderi are in the country, and what many would expect is that they would be subdued and would lean towards what Kenya Kwanza or what Chebukati team believes. But they're still holding their grounds that we were right, we were hounded out of office unfairly, and they still believe that the 2022 elections was a sham. So Cherera and Masit are out, but Justice Nyang'aya and Wanderi have remained in the country. Now there is something about the two. Masit, after the others were forcefully ejected and they were forced to resign, after they left the commission, Masit remained and even faced the tribunal that was formed, but after the tribunal failed to cleanse, to give a clean bill, and she had to leave. But Cherera was the vice chair of the commission, and so she is also perceived to have had more powers, or rather was the leader of the Cherera 4 side. So what exactly is, looking at how the Cherera team have remained cagey, or rather have responded to this matter about the last presidential election, there is something that comes out clearly, that the move to eject them, even to make them leave the country, was not as far as threatening and their safety. They leave because of their safety, but probably all of that was choreographed. And one day I think we may have the liberty, I can tell you, if still God gives us life, we'll have the liberty to understand what happened and how they even left the country. Corridors say it was not a very easy way. Maybe if one day they get back and get the freedom space and be able to speak out, I think the country might know. Because I want to believe, if you're living because of safety, then it's not something. It's not just a casual. It's not just a casually flying out. It's something that really has a lot of stake. And so there is something that Cherera and Masit had to leave, why they had to leave the country. One probability is that it was making sure that they cannot blow Chebukati cover. That is it. And it's not about leave. I think their space, the freedom space, have been threatened, and it's becoming narrow. It has been narrowed, and the reason why it has been narrowed is because they would not want, or rather, the powers would not want the Chereras to blow Chebukati cover. And from what they are saying there, it is very clear that in any way there is that which they know and they cannot talk about. Number two, I think there is a bit of what happened, and that commission, they will not want to, probably the Chebukati, the Cherera team, to explain more about the electoral day. Explain more about electoral day. There is something I've never understood, and I just want to put it as a by the way. I'm yet to understand this. Raila Odinga team believes election lifting was for some foreigners, and I think there was a bit of it was either hatched by the UK, then supported by US. Maybe US knew but did not blow the UK cover, or UK knew but US did not blow. US did it, but UK did not blow the US cover. But these other officials could be out. But again, I don't really know. I cannot fully support that. Maybe they're in US or UK or where. Because William Ruto and the team were in US. So they could still access that team, maybe. Do you think they could? There is something about our elections and our electoral officials that we must get right. Elections were done last year, and William Ruto was announced as the president. But the fact that we had a sham election should not be put under the carpet. I think the leadership must allow the truth to prevail for the sake of the prosperity of our country and the future elections. We had election, but we have election coming. In the essence, or rather with an ambition to make it better, we should just lay everything on table. I believe now, even if results were to come out in some corridors that Raila won, they cannot snatch power from William Ruto. They cannot. They will give it to him. But then the truth of the matter here is, the country should not be denied an opportunity to dissect and understand what exactly went wrong. Chebukati has declined to appear because he doesn't want to tell us what exactly happened. But I think the Chereras and the team should get their freedom space to explain and let the country know for the better of tomorrow. Thank you. I am still appealing to those willing to support one of the subscribers. A young man is a student from Mary University who has a few arrears and is supposed to do exams and is a fourth year. So kindly, If you can support this boy offset the 15,000 balance, kindly reach out to me. I'll be able to share his number so that you can support that guy. Thank you.